welcome to the stream. How are we doing? Probably not the best. After having to sit through 90 minutes of that, to be honest, because we did absolutely nothing. We could have not shown up and just put mannequins on the pitch that maybe have some wheels on them, and it probably wouldn't have looked too much different. Because, man, we just did nothing. You know, before I even do the blinking player ratings, we're gonna have a look at the stats. Cause it ain't pretty. Welcome to the chat, Alpha Varka, mate. Big ups. Hope you got some sleep during that game, because that is all it was worth. Anyway, here we are. So Forrest with 9 shots, 4 on target. This is no different to a typical Forest performance, to be honest with you, though, guys. This was like pretty standard Forest game for them. They handled this pretty well. If you have a look at opposing stats, you know, I'm very shocked that Murillo wasn't man of the match, by the way, but look, it don't bother me now. I can't do anything about it, and Murillo's not my player, so look. These are the stats that we had 14 shots, and I'd like to mention a lot of these were just kind of just had a go. Some of these we wanted to do better with. You know, the Kovacic shot which goes just wide, Nico hitting the post, the Savinho shot that gets blocked, the Foden shot that gets blocked, the Haaland shot that took a knock and went wide. Those are our 5 biggest chances off the top of my head. I know De Bruyne had a free kick, but it was basically straight at the keeper anyway. What a load of bad. Slow tortoise football is finished. Seriously, Connect, I need a system change. Don't get me started on taking off Nico. Yeah, I'm going to speak about the Nico sub because it was weird. But look, this isn't abnormal for Forest. This is a typical Forest game. Forest have got the lowest amount of possession on average this season. You know, the 20th in the league for it, and we've got the most in the league. And they don't care. They will give us that ball 10 times every single time. You know, they're not bothered because as long as they can do it their way, they don't really care, I feel. Just look at this. Even look at one of their biggest wins as of late. Didn't dominate the ball against Brighton. You know, Brighton dominated it. Brighton had more passes. Brighton had more passing accuracy. It's about what you do with the ball that counts. And today, they did exactly what they needed to. And it was just put the ball in the back of the net, actually test the keeper. It was just... It's almost like Forest played more effective football. Yeah, like Forest are a very defensive team, but they don't do it in a boring way. You know, they're not your typical park the bus. They do go forward. You know, this is, if people say that Forest park the bus, which I'm not saying that a lot of people do, but it's not the same. You know, they do switch it up. They do go very defensive, but it's not the same. It is really not. It's not a coincidence 4-0 Newcastle first half of the Spurs come without Bernardo. Yeah, I knew Bernardo would play this game. Don't know why. I'm not a genie or anything like that. I just had a feeling. You know, like, this is just a standard win for Forest, which is embarrassing for us. We're Man City, champions of England, and this was a typical, just kind of every other day for Forest. You know, this wasn't it didn't feel like a special day for Forest. I mean, in terms of the result, yeah, it absolutely is. Okay, but it didn't feel like their bodies were on the line. It just felt like, okay, we're playing Man City today. Let's get the job done. Just like they did against Brighton. The only thing that looks better against the Brighton game is that they scored 6 more goals. You know, look, defence wasn't too bad today. Kusanov I was very impressed with. He slows everything down. Every time we counter-attack, Bernardo stops. He's detrimental. Yeah, Bernardo is just... He's so anti-attack, it feels. He's so anti-attack, and he's all about the control, and he's not about the attacking part of it. I can't. Don't get me wrong. End of the game when we're winning when we're winning and we want to hold on to the win. Okay, sure. Maybe then Bernardo comes on. Okay, help slow the game down. Not bothered about that. Okay, we're just trying to hold on. But when we need to win, when we need a goal, and we're trying to fight back into it. Best decision is to keep him on for the full 90. What are we doing? We have players for this. This is... I can't stand that this was just an every other day performance for Forrest. I really can't. I really, really can't. Man. Just so disappointing. A game that we needed to turn up in, and we just didn't. Oh, predicted 11. That's not right. Switch that to player ratings. There you go. Eddie in goal. Look, I don't think he was awful, but I think he should do better on that goal. So I'm going to give him a 5. I think that's near post. He makes a brilliant save earlier in the game. Like, he gets down really well, taps it onto the post. I think he made a brilliant save, Edison, earlier on in the game. I just don't... It's near post, man. It's standard stuff on that goal, and you obviously weren't watching. You obviously weren't expecting it. Near post should be like completely a lock off for a goalkeeper. That should be like the area you're blocking off, so it's harder for the attacker to score because then they've got to go a bit wider. But no, he squeezed it in. This manager this season, man. Commentators said Kusanov looks naive. I don't even know, man. I don't even know anymore. He was easily the best out of this backline. Nunez, don't think he was awful until he got his injury. Started the game with a funky pass. I give him a 6 because I just thought he was fine. Kusanov, I give him a 7. I gave him a 7.5, actually. I think he was doing basically most of the heavy lifting in defence. Ruben, 6.5. Vardio, I actually don't think Vardio was that great today. I just don't really think he was all that. I think he should do better. There's so much room on that left-hand side for Hudson-Odoi to get down on the goal. So I don't think he was horrific, by the way. I don't think he was awful. But I'm going to give him 5.5. Nico, don't think he was too bad today. Was probably a bit lucky to stay on, which is probably why he got subbed off. The challenge was a bit suspect. I'm not saying it was second yellow, but it was something that could give you basically like the warning before a second yellow type of foul. And Nico's not afraid of going into challenges, so that's probably why the Nico substitution happened. But that doesn't mean I exactly agree with it. On a whole, don't think Nico was that bad. I give him a 6. So I just need to give you that and that. By the way, I would just like to say, worst player on the pitch today, off the bench included, was Kova. I think Kova was so bad when he came on. I don't think he got anything right. Bernardo, it was just anti-game plan. I don't think that he was exactly horrific in his actual performance, but his style of play didn't match what we needed today. Foden, I give him a 5 as well. Look, there was no real service today for him, apart from that one shot that he got that was blocked, which was going wide anyway, by the way. So I'm giving Foden a 5. Doku, I was disappointed a bit today because I know Einer's had a good season, but I don't feel like he really got the better of Einer whatsoever. So I think I'm gonna just edge it at 5.5 here. I think I'm gonna give 5.5 to both wingers. I don't feel like either of them are all that. I'm just trying. We did nothing today. Haaland, I'm popping. He didn't get any service. The one chance he got, he made himself. So I'm going to give him a 6. that's my player ratings. Got through that quite quickly. But man, I struggle to watch us sometimes. I really do. We're just hard to watch sometimes, especially today. We were so flat. We did nothing, offered nothing. Did nothing to boost our chances of winning that game. We were so just empty. So just nothing to us. Hello, is this Beck Nemechanov? Welcome to the chat, mate. Big ups to you. You've tuned in on a loss, but you're more than welcome here. Kusanov, for me, was our man of the match, if that makes you feel better. As he tends to be. He got player of the month in his first month playing for us as well, so he's doing something right. Oh, man, it's such a difficult... Every time we get excited thinking that we're on the up, we're just not. Every single time without fail, we just end up falling anyway. And I didn't necessarily think we were on the up going into this, but I was hoping that maybe we were. Man, I couldn't even hold out for a draw. That shot should be saved from Hudson Odoi. I'm so annoyed about that. Near post. I hate when I see near post goals go in. On FIFA, in real life. Can't stand it. It's so annoying because it feels like a freebie. There are some near post goals that are really good, where like the player actively tricks the player. But I don't know, Hudson, it feels so obvious. Like, it's technique. You can see it in the moment. I don't think anything about that shot is like mind-boggling. I don't think you're left wondering how did it even end up there. Forrest were absolutely fine, by the way. Forrest didn't do anything wrong. I think Forrest had a good game, did their job, as they have been doing. Alright, let's have a look at Pep Guardiola's quote, shall we? Shut up. So, tight game, controlled the transitions well, created not a lot of chances, but they defended really well. First half, we had chances to shoot, but were not precise. At the end, one transition, we lost an easy ball, and they scored. The goal is so annoying from start to finish, by the way, because it's an error from us, and we come back to be bitten. It's a big counter-attacking opportunity. Kova overhits the ball. Aina gets it, moves up the field. They go and score. It's so annoying because if he just gets that pass a bit better, Kova, we could be up the other end with the best chance we've had all game. We have 10 games to qualify for UCL. We have to win games to qualify, and we're going to the next one. We conceded few chances, really few. Defensively, we were really good. The rhythm was not the highest, but the game was tight. Kusanov really well. We don't have more players, but we played really well. Kusanov, for the first time, has been at Man City. And Diaz as well. I think Diaz was decent. Ruben Diaz, missing out on UCL football could mean to City players. We're not thinking about it, about ifs and maybes. We know our target's very clear, and we've got to push. We've got to do our best. Obviously, not used to playing once a week, so that's a different challenge for us. But we need to make it. We've got to get to UCL football, haven't we? Is this the game? Now, the game's ended, I'm afraid, and we lost. We're currently looking through quotes, but big ups for tuning in. But that is all the quotes I've got. Bit of a shorter review here. Oh, just disappointing from City. I wish I had more to talk about, but we did nothing all game. And with that, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Look, thank you for tuning in. Tough pill to take, lads. It really has been. So, look, thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate the support, as per usual. We'll be back tomorrow, probably, at the very least, with something. So I'll see you there. Big ups to you all. See you in the next one.